Welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful, thrilling day to dive deep into the latest drama unfolding in Port Charles. We have so much to unpack regarding the phenomenal twists and turns coming our way, and we cannot wait to explore every thrilling detail with all of you. Let's jump right into the magic of this spectacular storyline. I feel so incredibly relieved by that heart-stopping scene where Rocco Falconeri finally reaches out from the British Virgin Islands, because to me, it finally proved that the writers truly understand the legacy of these characters. When the phone rang and Danny and Charlotte Cassadine answered, hearing Rocco's desperate, frantic voice pleading for help to save a sick Brit Westbourne, I literally gasped out loud. The sheer emotion pouring out of that single phone call was a masterclass in daytime television. Rocco is terrified, stranded on Tortola, and watching the woman who risked everything to protect him rapidly deteriorate. I think the writer's choice to have Rocco reach out to his teenage peers, Danny and Charlotte, instead of the adults, was absolutely brilliant because it made me feel the raw, unfiltered isolation of these kids trying to navigate a terrifying adult world. They are carrying the weight of their parents' legacies, and seeing them band together in this crisis is everything I have ever wanted from the teen scene. I know a lot of people are saying this storyline is dragging, but I actually think the slow burn is exactly what's needed, because I feel like the payoff we are getting right now is astronomical. Let us talk about the absolute bombshell revelation that the syringe found in Brit's room contained saline. I am screaming! For months, we have been led to believe that Brit's Huntington's disease was rapidly advancing, pushing her to the brink and forcing her to go on the run. But the way I interpret it, the saline trickery changes the entire landscape of the show. I genuinely think we're missing the point if we just view this as a simple medical misdirection. This is psychological warfare. Someone has been intentionally making Brit believe her fatal genetic curse was activating, and discovering that her current crisis might actually be something far less serious and completely treatable with the right meds gives me so much desperately needed hope. I feel an overwhelming sense of joy knowing that Brit might not be facing a death sentence right now. The relief is palpable, and the narrative possibilities are endless. When Danny and Charlotte realize they are in completely over their heads with Rocco's urgent plea, they make the terrifying but necessary decision to turn to an adult. And who do they go to? Cassius. I feel like this is the best they've written Cassius, because it forces him to confront the ghost of the man whose life he stole. Fake Nathan is suddenly thrust into the position of saving his twin brother's widow and Dante's son. When Cassius looks at the teens and asks, "Did you tell anybody about this?" the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. I love the way the lighting shifted in that scene, casting long, conflicted shadows across Cassius's face as he weighed his loyalties. You could see the exact moment the protective instinct overrode his deceptive nature. I believe this is the turning point for Cassius. He takes this crucial intel straight to Lulu and Dante Falconeri, and I am here for every single second of this redemption arc. The way I see it, Dante and Lulu receiving the exact location of their missing son Tortola in the British Virgin Islands is the emotional climax we have been starving for. I feel so deeply connected to Lulu's maternal panic and Dante's hardened detective resolve. The writers are honoring their rich history by forcing them to team up and rely on the man wearing Nathan's face to get their boy back. I think Dante's reaction to the Tortola lead is going to be explosive, and I cannot wait to see him tear the world apart to reach Rocco and Brit. Every time Dante's jaw clenches and Lulu's eyes well up with tears, I am reminded of why I fell in love with this pairing in the first place. This is high-stakes, character-driven storytelling at its absolute finest. Meanwhile, across town at Turning Woods, the atmosphere is crackling with a completely different kind of tension. I am absolutely obsessed with the dynamic between Carly and Jack Brennan right now. Carly visiting Brennan in his sterile, lockdown room is a masterstroke of suspense. I love the way the lighting changed when Carly leaned in and whispered that Valentine Cassadine had taken off for Geneva. The cool, clinical, fluorescent lights of Turning Woods perfectly contrasted with the fiery, desperate heat of Carly's confession. She tells Brennan that Valentine is hoping to speak with the mysterious WSB operative Z to officially out Ross Cullum as a double agent. My jaw was on the floor. Valentine sacrificing his own safety and risking a return to Steinmauer by walking right into the belly of the WSB beast in Geneva is the ultimate grand gesture. I believe this proves Valentine's unwavering devotion not just to Carly, but to dismantling the terror that has gripped Port Charles. But Carly is not just there to gossip. She is a mother lion fighting for her cub. I feel so incredibly moved by her fierce, unyielding demand that Z needs to stop Cullum before they make her daughter Jocelyn Jax disappear permanently. Carly's lingering concerns about Jocelyn's safety are radiating off the screen. She is vibrating with a terrifying, helpless energy, and putting that energy directly into Brennan's orbit is a stroke of genius. I think Brennan's reaction on Friday's episode is going to go down in history. When he gets the troubling news that Cullum searched Carly's house shortly after Valentine left, you can see the genuine fear flicker in his eyes. Brennan knows this is not over. He knows Cullum still poses a lethal, catastrophic threat to everyone they love. The way I interpret it, Brennan is realizing that his own survival is inextricably linked to Carly's, and watching these two powerful, manipulative forces align against a common enemy gives me absolute chills. I genuinely think we're missing the point if we don't appreciate the intricate web the writers are weaving with these secondary plots too. Take Trina Robinson, for example. Following the absolute disaster of Portia's baby shower, Trina is having a profound moment of clarity. I think the writer's choice to have Trina process this at the gallery instead of at home or the hospital was brilliant because it made me feel the sanctuary that art provides for her. Trina realizes that the baby shower blow-up was actually a bizarre blessing in disguise. It opened her eyes to the fact that she desperately needs to stop focusing on her family's endless toxic drama and start concentrating on her own future, specifically her upcoming music showcase. I feel like this is the best they've written Trina because it allows her to reclaim her agency. She is stepping out of the shadows of Portia and Curtis's mess and prioritizing her own passion. Watching Trina mature and set these healthy boundaries fills me with so much pride. I believe she is destined for greatness, and seeing her channel her anxiety into her showcase is a beautiful, empowering evolution of her character. And speaking of beautiful moments, we have to talk about Felicia Scorpio. Amidst all the chaos, the kidnappings, and the WSB espionage, Felicia stepping in to give someone a much-needed pep talk is the emotional anchor this show thrives on. I feel so comforted every time Felicia's on screen. She brings a legacy of warmth, survival, and fierce love that grounds the more sensational storylines. I think her presence this week is going to provide the exact soft landing that the audience and the characters desperately need before the next wave of drama hits. But the drama is certainly hitting hard for Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson. I know a lot of people are saying this storyline is dragging and that Curtis and Portia are too miserable right now, but I actually think the slow burn is exactly what's needed because I feel like they have to hit rock bottom before they can rebuild. Their tense discussion in the hospital hallway absolutely shattered my heart. Curtis, facing felony charges and terrified of losing everything, asks Portia, "Are you sure this is what you want?" The agony in his voice is palpable. Portia has laid down the ultimate devastating boundary. She tells Curtis that he will have to get his baby reports directly from her doctors from now on because she refuses to communicate with him directly anymore. I feel so incredibly conflicted during these scenes, which is exactly how good soap opera writing should make you feel. I think Portia is completely justified in protecting her peace and her unborn child from the violent chaos Curtis has invited into their lives by attacking Isaiah Gannon. But at the same time, I believe Curtis is breaking inside, hoping against hope that Portia will change her mind now that she has had time to cool down. The way I see it, this brutal, icy separation is the crucible their marriage needs. They cannot just sweep Curtis's actions under the rug. I love the way the camera lingered on Curtis's face as he processed the reality of being shut out of his own child's medical updates. It is a harsh, sobering consequence, and I am fiercely loyal to the writers for not taking the easy way out. They are making these characters earn their redemption, and I know that when or if they finally find their way back to each other, the emotional payoff will be legendary. Finally, we cannot ignore the chilling message Ava Jerome receives on Friday's show, courtesy of Ethan Lovett. I genuinely think we're missing the point if we underestimate the danger Ethan is bringing to Ava's doorstep. Ava has been drowning in guilt over Lucas and trying to manage her own survival, and now Ethan is pulling her deeper into the Kyoko Art Gallery mystery and the secrets of Delilah Wilson. I feel like Ava is a ticking time bomb, and Ethan just handed her a lit match. The suspense is intoxicating. Every single thread of General Hospital right now is vibrating with purpose, passion, and high-stakes drama. From Rocco's desperate plea on Tortola, to Carly's fierce maternal war at Turning Woods, and from Trina's empowering artistic focus to Portia's heartbreaking boundaries, I am completely, utterly captivated. I believe this is a golden era for these specific characters, and I cannot wait to see how every single one of these brilliant storylines collides. The genius is in the details, the history, and the relentless emotional truth of Port Charles, and I am loving every single second of it.